It was 6:42 a.m. when Jack Turner, a 38-year-old single dad from Montana, pulled off the highway for coffee and gas. He was running on 2 hours of sleep and half a granola bar. His 5-year-old daughter, Emma, was still asleep in the backseat, her little hand clutched around a tattered stuffed elephant. Jack had driven through the night to escape the noise of his old life, his ex-wife's anger, a failing business, and the gnawing guilt of being a half-present father. He wasn't looking for salvation, he was just looking for peace. As he stepped out of the truck and stretched, a flash of color caught his eye near the edge of the parking lot, a woman, barefoot and visibly pregnant, clutching a duffel bag, her eyes scanning every car that passed. He hesitated. This wasn't his business. He had a child to protect, and yet, something in her eyes, the quiet desperation mixed with raw fear, pulled him in. "Are you okay?" Jack asked cautiously. The woman flinched, as if even kindness might come with a price. "I just need to get to Boise," she said, voice trembling. "Please, I won't ask for money, just a ride, just far from here." Her name was Leela, 27, 7 months pregnant. Her husband had sold her, not metaphorically, actually sold her. A trafficking deal gone wrong. She'd managed to escape in the early morning hours. Jack's first instinct was to take her to the police. But the way she gripped her belly and whispered, "They know cops. They'll find me if I go there," sent a chill down his spine. Against every practical thought, he opened the passenger door. Get in. Jack told himself it was just until Boise. He'd drop her at a shelter, maybe buy her a meal, and be on his way. But the road had a way of reshaping plans. As the miles stretched, so did their conversations. Leela spoke about her love of painting, the dreams she gave up, the way she'd once thought love could fix anything until it became the thing she had to escape. Jack listened, and for the first time in years, someone listened to him too. 3 days later, in a diner in Wyoming, Leela's water broke. Jack didn't panic, not outwardly. He scooped her into his truck, called ahead to the nearest hospital, and tried not to drive like a maniac. Emma Y. died in the backseat, reached out and took Leela's hand. "It's okay." Emma said softly, "You can be brave." It was Jack's turn to cry. The hospital stay was long and tense. Complications. Blood loss, premature labor, but by some divine thread of mercy, both Leela and baby Grace made it through. Jack was there the whole time, sleeping in chairs, bringing snacks, reading bedtime stories to both girls. When Leela finally held her daughter, her eyes filled with tears. "I was going to give her up," she whispered. "I had nothing, but now, I don't know, I want to try." Jack nodded, a lump in his throat. "You're not alone anymore." Weeks turned into months. Leela moved in with Jack and Emma just until she could get back on her feet. But as the seasons changed, so did the meaning of home. They weren't a broken man and a woman in crisis anymore. They were a unit, a found family, a miracle built not from blood, but from kindness and courage. Emma began calling Leela Mommy Leela. One evening at dinner, no one corrected her, no one wanted to. The story made the local paper a year later. Single dad rescues pregnant stranger, builds a new family from heartbreak. People called it inspiring, but to Jack and Leela, it was just life, messy, miraculous, and full of unexpected grace. Jack once thought he'd lost everything that mattered, but by opening his door to a stranger, he found not just love again, he found purpose. In a world that often rushes past pain, sometimes the simplest act of slowing down, of seeing someone, can change everything. Because the family you need might not be the one you were born with. It might just be the one you choose to love anyway. Kindness isn't weakness, it's courage in its purest form. It's stopping when it's easier to keep driving. Listening when it costs you time, opening your heart even when it's been broken. One simple act of compassion can ripple farther than you'll ever see, changing not just someone else's life, but your own. In a world that can feel harsh and hurried, choose to be the reason someone believes in goodness again. Because kindness doesn't just heal others, it heals us too.